Here with me today is Lyrical Miracle.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Awari J.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And 3Hunit.
What's going on?
Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Okay, so to my understanding, Keep You Safe was played in the courtroom. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it really had an effect on everybody in the courtroom, including the judge. Can y'all tell me more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I basically, I'm gonna be honest. I basically wake up one day and there's a lady from the news station inboxing me, and she said, "Hey, your song got played in the courtroom." So I was like, what song are we talking about? Because there's a lot of music that I've made. So then she's like, "Yeah, it's a song about child abuse." So I instantly hit up 3Hunit, and I'm like, "Yo, check this out." So I screenshot the message and sent it to him. And then he was like, "Well, she's messaging me as well, So then, from there, that's kind of what she told us. She just said that one of the ladies not one of the ladies, the song was played in the courtroom. And she was like, the judge was moved by it. And I guess the judge was pretty much like, hey, figure out who these people are. And so that's how the news story
I was at work when the Brewer family got a hold of me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me about it, and I didn't know what she was talking about. And then I took time to read it. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah,
I did listen to it, and when I did, I'm not even gonna lie, it kind of made me tear up a little bit. So I was like, if it moved me like that, I can only imagine, how it made everybody else feel. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. How did this child abuse awareness song idea come about? Okay, right there on the spot. Here we go.
Yeah. So I was at home, and me and my fiance were talking, and she works for an adoption agency. Mm-hmm. And it was the day they found Lucas's body, and so we were watching it on the news, and I was like, man, somebody should make a song about this. And she's like, that's a pretty good idea. And I was just thinking, like, nobody's gonna do it. Why not be the one to do it? Mm-hmm. So I went and I came up with my verse pretty quick, and then I got a hold of Lyrical, and it just went from there. And then I got a hold of Awari, and it moved pretty fast. Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a little bit more to it, so
yeah,
check this out. let me go ahead and tell my version of it. So 3Hunit, he linked it with me a little bit earlier. He had a song that was on the radio that he had shot a video for at the radio station at 93.5. That was called Weatherman. Him and Bando Guap. So that song comes out. It does actually really, really well for him. And then so later down the road, he's like, hey, I kind of want to just touch on this subject. Now, originally, it's a little bit different when I work with 3Hunit because I feel like he's a talented artist. Mm-hmm. So, like, originally when he had the song, I originally was like, no, you do the whole song yourself. Like, I was not on the song. Like, I was like, nah, man, this is dope. You just write a second verse. And so, he like calls me the next day and it's like, man, I still want you on the song. And I'm still like, nah, man, it's already like hot the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Just write a second verse. So then he hits me like the next day, like, nah, man, I really want you on the track. So I was like, all right, well, if I'm on the song, then we got to do a video for it. Mm-hmm. Let's push it all the way that we can. You know what I'm saying? And then that's pretty much how it worked out. And then Awari did his part. He's always great at what he does.
Yeah, the reason I really wanted him on there is because he's already got a voice. But not only that, but hearing it from multiple people's angles makes a better song. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it shows that there's more than just one person doing this. So that's really what pushed it to where it needed to be.
Yes. Did you guys expect this song to blow up like it did?
Absolutely not.
I didn't. I thought it was a great song. I was like, I love what the message and everything behind it. But I kind of got to a point where you put out a song and you just do it because you love it. Mm-hmm. And I tried not to think about like, oh, this is gonna be big. You can't really control it all the time. So, but yeah, it shocked me to see like how it just reemerged after
I don't know
so many months. Yeah.
Right. So how does it, as far as right now, how does it feel to have such a strong voice in the community? A lot of people are listening to this song and they're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, and you guys did that. So does that make you feel, as far as level-wise?
Well, to me, I've been doing music for a long time, so I guess I really don't know what it's doing yet. So when everybody's coming up to me telling me how it is, it's kind of a shock. So I know my voice is out there, but I guess it hasn't hit me how big it's impacting people yet. So when reality hits, that'll be a better question.
I feel you. It's just really crazy because when you do music, when you're an artist, let's just be honest, you make like a lot of songs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when actually one sticks, it's pretty crazy. And then not even the song sticking, but like 3Hunit said, like you'll walk out to places like, okay, I go to my job like the next day, and everybody's like, oh, I saw the interview and da-da-da. And it's just like, yo, I mean, I've been telling y'all that I do music, so like, why y'all, you know?
Why now?
Why now? You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, a lot of people talk about what they do, and they'll be like, yeah, I do this and this, and I guess nobody really takes it seriously till you get on a certain level where they're like, oh wow, yeah, this is serious.
Right.
But the thing about it was we didn't do the song for that. So
yeah, I was gonna say the circumstance is different. You know, it's not like we put out a joint. It's like turn up, and like, hey, you know,
it was specifically for child abuse awareness.
Right.
Yeah, correct.
So we made it try to stay level-headed and keep focus on what the intention was to raise awareness.
Right.
Correct. So that's what we did. So we made the song not because we were like, oh yeah, this is what it's gonna do. We just made the song was like, all right, hopefully, you know, one person gets changed by this. And then you find out, like you might be walking out of Walmart, somebody's like, hey man, I saw you on, you know, on TV or something. It's just crazy,
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. It's nuts.
So I do have, as far as questions wise, it's a little more personal. So with this song, a lot of people probably felt certain emotions once they heard it because of a situation that they've had to deal with due to child abuse. Can you guys relate on a personal level? Have you guys experienced the hurt due to child abuse?
Well, my thing is I grew up in foster care, so you meet a lot of people through walks of life, and I haven't got to witness child abuse like that, but my kids are everything to me. So when I sit back and I hear something or watch something or read something and it's about a child going through something like this, I just think, like, what if that's one of my kids?
Absolutely.
You know? And then all these bad thoughts go through your head and stuff like that, and then nobody's there talking about it. It's like they just want to sweep it under the rug, or, oh, well, you know, she got in trouble for it, but no, like, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing right now.
A child losing their life is probably it's horrible.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, we're all fathers, you know, so we can identify with that, you know. And for me personally, just growing up, you know, I didn't meet my dad until I was 21, so I had a lot of guys coming in and out of my life, and you know, you kind of have like these temporary father figures, or you know, quotations father figures, and kind of the way that they treat you or mistreat you. And so I know what it's like to not have that stability, or to sometimes feel like you don't have that comfort or protection, and to feel like you're kind of unsafe in your own house, you know. So when I hear stuff like this, it definitely kind of hits a different way.
And I felt like when I was listening to this song that you guys were really feeling it as far as like the pain, not necessarily because you guys experienced something, but you really got that message out there. So that was really good. As a community, how do you feel? How do you feel as far as the support through the community? What can the community itself do to better support our local artists?
Man, that's tough.
That is really tough.
It's tough because it's tough because where we live at. So, as a hip hop artist in Wichita, if you ask anybody who like is involved in the hip hop industry, as far as like radio stations, TV stations, anything like that knows anything about music, the first thing they're gonna tell you is get out of here, like leave, like move. You can't do it here. You know what I'm saying? So when everybody's so like that, so anti hip hop or anti-local artists, I don't know what word to use.
Mm-hmm.
And then something like this comes out, and then you see people supporting it, and it's like, okay, these people are going to support, but the subject matter really has to hit home.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the support is there. It's just not. I mean, there's other there's other cities. Let's just talk about your Dallases, your Chicagos, your LAs, whatever, where there's a whole bunch of really like hip hop fans, like for real. You know what I mean? So you can kind of go out there, come out with something, and people are gonna accept it. Out here, it's just not like that. It's a little bit different. So. Yeah.
And I sure do hope that changes because there is so much talent.
There is a lot of talent.
Absolutely, I believe you. Absolutely.
Okay, so are you guys working on any other songs, life-changing songs, that will specifically address issues in the society today?
We are. We're doing one now about violence, to stop violence.
Absolutely.
And it's pretty good.
Especially because of the unfortunate events that have just happened recently.
Yeah, and
So I think
it's
that
always
would
gonna
be a
relevant,
huge, yes,
unfortunately.
absolutely.
I just laid the
Absolutely.
vocals for it last week, like finished, and just waiting on the mixing.
They waiting on the engineer, you know what I mean? So,
This week, I guess we got to
yeah, it'll
59
probably be this
tonight,
week.
right? But
It'll be this week sometime. But the main thing is this, so we want to shoot a visual for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just has to be right. You know what I mean? The other one was, 3Hunit had a really good plan, so I'm hoping that he can come through with another good plan.
I'm super excited right now.
That might be a gift, man.
Oh, man.
Video concept.
And okay, so the three of you doing a song together made such a big impact. So can we look forward to seeing other local artists here coming together and making songs?
I hope so.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Like they said, there's a lot of talent here. We just need to get out of our feelings and figure out what we want to do. Everybody wants to scream, hey, let's come together, but
Let's
the
really
first
do
thing
it.
you got to do is do it, you know what I mean? That's what I like about these gentlemen here. They're not scared to speak on the topic, and especially when it's touchy, but it needs to be heard. And I feel like so far, everybody can make music, but are you making music people that's going to make an impact and it's going to change somebody? And once we start doing that, or just coming together and like, hey man, let's put on an event to raise funds for something, something like that. I mean, we got the talent, we got everything we need, so hopefully it'll happen. So that's where I'm at on it.
Well,